So
Just do the thing.
do the thing.
Do the thing. That's that. Distraction.
I was gonna intro.
I'm so sorry.
Welcome to the Nursing This podcast. Two friends in fiber coming to you from the Canadian prairies from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. This is a knitting podcast when my cat's not distracting Diana.
I'm so distracted.
This is episode 129 in which we're both sleep deprived and seeing funny. Diana for legitimate reasons, me because I've just decided to give up on sleep altogether. I am Jocelyn, my co-host is
Diana.
And because Diana's here, she can tell you what we're going to cover this week, because if you watched last week's episode, that was a hot mess, because I can't do your part. I know how to do my part. I can't do your part, and it's so jarring to do your part when I have to. I'm like, what is this? What is my life? I couldn't Terry watched me struggle. I'm sure it looked hilarious, you guys.
We've got sort of some what's in our cup. Cool threads, woolly workings, fiber flubs, yarn on the go, and events. Will this be short? Heck no.
We're both tired. It's not going to go smoothly, you guys.
And Jocelyn's kettle died, so we don't even have tea.
Listen, I'm replacing it tomorrow. I did not have time today.
That's
I
fine.
ran out of time.
It's fine. I wasn't blaming you. It was just, we also don't have tea, and that's not
No.
helping anything.
It's not helping it. It just throws the whole loop. Throws everything out of whack.
So many problems.
So many problems. What is that? So many problems, but my money ain't one? Is that a
99 problems.
99 problems.
Yeah.
It's like there's got to be a 90s song reference in there somewhere.
I don't actually know what the original song lyrics are. I always see it in the context of a joke.
I got 99 problems, but my woman ain't something's not one. I remember listening to it. I just don't remember the lyrics. I remember things for lots of things. I just don't remember things for all the things. Listen, we were talking Nightmare Before Christmas lyrics, I'd be fine. I got super derailed. So into knitting's got Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween bags with Jack on them.
What?
And sock sets for the Fiber Festival.
What?
We're going Friday.
Yes.
Because I want one.
Yes.
With capital want, like small 2-year-old being
Yes.
told no to ice cream before dinner want.
Yes.
There will be stomping. I might pout.
Oh dear. That's a big wand.
I've recently had small humans in my existence for the last decade or so. She's almost a teenager now. But I got the foot stompy pout down. I know how that works. Called my mom. I was like, Mom! She's like, oh, you're getting the bag. I'm like, I have to own this. She's like, you're ridiculous. I'm like, yes, I am. And I'm your daughter. Deal with it. So excited. There's so much cool stuff. Anyway, I've already derailed us. Guys,
Yep.
I'm not sleeping well.
I was awake for 28 hours straight over the weekend.
You voluntarily did that to raise money.
I did. I
for
did.
a good cause.
Yes. I will talk about it more later in Yarn on the Go.
I don't know how to not binge cringeworthy TV. Watching Mutant X. Any of you people are now rolling your eyeballs at me. It's okay. What are you doing, cat?
Cat's into something. Oh well, find out later.
I'll find out the mess later.
Forging onwards with our not tea.
Not tea. Ooh, yeah, I'm drinking some ginger ale. Not shocking. It is my go-to bubble of choice. It's my guilty pleasure pop. Which is weird, because when I'm sick, I don't want it.
That seems
I
backwards.
won't drink it if I'm not feeling well.
That's backwards.
It's super backwards, but that's how I... Because
it's
everyone
backwards.
looks at me because they see me with ginger. They're like, oh no, she must be under the weather. I'm like, no, I'm perfectly fine. I like it as a pop beverage.
It's a good pop beverage.
It is.
I have kindly borrowed, and by borrowed I mean taken.
I don't want it back.
No. Taken with permission. Some very nice coconut water that...
It's lime coconut, right?
Yeah, it smells and tastes like Sprite, but with coconut and without the fizz.
That is the most awkward description
It
ever.
is.
I mean, it's accurate, but awkward.
It's like coconut Sprite without the fizz.
I
I like it. This is not a glowing review of it. I like it. I don't have good words.
Yeah, it just occurred to me. I know why I'm sniffly.
Huh.
So I picked up my cat and shoved her in my face. I'm actually allergic to her.
Well, see, whose
Derp.
fault is that?
Well, hers for getting within 5 feet of me so I could torture her by picking her up and cuddling her.
Right.
Says all cat owners everywhere.
Right. Right.
She
All right.
really brought it on herself.
Okay.
Sure, Jocelyn. Whatever you say, Jocelyn.
Uh-huh.
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 All right. So, some last-minute fast food for dinner and project purchasing later. We're recording a little bit late this week, which is fine. That's how it happens. Diana needed to sleep on Sunday because she did 28 hours conscious the day before.
Uh-huh.
And on Friday, Jocelyn looked at Diana and said, "See you on Monday."
Uh-huh.
And Diana went, "Thank you."
Yeah, I was feeling good when I left. I'm like, oh, maybe I should text Jocelyn and be like, oh, we can totally record. And then I got home and had a shower and went, nope.
Nope.
Slept for 6 hours.
Nope. Jocelyn knew it wasn't going to happen. Jocelyn would have laughed at you and said, "Go home and have a shower." You be crazy.
Fair assessment.
Which is okay. We've finally reached cool thread seasons. It's cooled down a lot in the province last week.
I'm so excited.
No guarantee it'll stay cool because we're still just into September.
Yeah, we still need to have, this is probably false fall.
Yeah, possibly false fall. We really need to get into that October to really start to be confident that the temperatures have dropped a bit. But I mean, we're single digits in the morning and we're only getting to like 15 to 17 degrees right now during the days, which is beautiful. If it stayed like this all year, I'd be fine with it.
I also would be fine with it. With like the occasional, like maybe a week of hot days in the summer to go swimming.
Sure.
And then it just did fall the rest of the year. I'd be so happy.
My brain went with like a week or a month where it got cold enough to snow.
That too, yeah.
But we have chosen, and we both did choose, because we're not born in Winnipeg, to live in a place that goes from plus 40 Celsius to minus 40 Celsius.
I mean, I grew up 20 minutes north of Winnipeg, so it's not really far away.
Technically, my climate has warmed up a lot since I was a child.
Yeah.
A heat wave up north was 15 degrees for 2 or 3 days.
This would have been a heat wave.
Yes.
Whoa. Perspective.
Perspective. No, really, what is she in?
I don't know.
Into something.
I hear rustly noises. Cat! Now she's skulking. She's skulking past.
Fine. Skulk over there and make problems elsewhere. Fix whatever it is you made a mess of later.
Anyway, we're into cool thread season is where we were going with this.
We were. So we have pulled out our sweaters and our scarves and our hats and our socks. Though I still maintain we're not going to talk about every pair of socks we wear. You guys,
no,
we
there were
wear
socks.
hand-knit socks. They're socks.
I've been wearing them all summer, honestly. I wore them in Vegas.
I know you did.
I'm a big fan of socks all the time.
Not. I wore the socks you accidentally made last January that were too big for your husband and you.
Yeah.
And just the right size for Jocelyn.
Perfect.
Scored a pair of free socks. Yeah. I like them. They're good socks. I forget what yarn it is you used. I keep meaning to ask you because I want to go make some of my own.
Exactly the same yarn as the hat that I'm wearing, actually.
Great. What yarn is that?
I will link the project page in the show notes because I did put it on the project page, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh, Asa said if we send her Swedish words?
Swedish.
If we send her some words that we couldn't pronounce, she'd help us out at the next knit club, electronic knit club.
Oh,
she'll help us pronounce them correctly.
All that sock yarn, the super socky 4-fetch. I know that's not what it is.
I just feel like it's so very us now. People might be confused if we started saying the proper names. Really, who doesn't want a pair of super socky 4-fetch socks? Oh, it's a mouthful.
That's not what this hat is. This hat was like on your toes aloe vera sock yarn or something. Anyways, blue self-striping yarn. It made a very nice sock head slouch. It's one of the 3 hats I now possess. I have also worn my Katie hat that I did at the beginning of this year for a knit along that was our birthday knit along.
It was the podcast anniversary, the second edition.
Yes.
Guys, I'm sorry, there are 2 teenagers upstairs.
And dogs.
And 2 80+ pound puppies. There's going to be some ambient background noise this week. I'm sorry. It's just how it goes.
You wanted a slice of life, right?
I live in a very full house. I love my very full house. It just is occasionally noisy. Which is really only a problem at 7:30 in the morning when they're trying to get out the door for school and both of them have slept in. And then you get that argument that all parents who have teenagers go through about getting their child out of the door on time for school.
Yeah.
I could live without that, but
Yeah.
that's just a side effect of teenager.
Yep.
That's fine.
Hats. I had other hats. Oh,
Me and her stepfather get up at 6, so we get peace and quiet till we get up anyway.
Nice. I found 6:30 is a good time.
Good. I found, I have a quadruped that won't let me sleep until 6:30. She demands breakfast at 6.
Oh, so breakfast shall be at 6.
Well, if you wait to
Thou art commanded.
6:01, your glasses leave, and then your phone goes away, and then she takes these things in her mouth and takes them to her food dish. As
She
your
knows how this
instruction
works.
manual is to come fetch your crap and feed me food. Then she
Right.
starts pulling all sorts of things. She's gone into my backpack if it's on one of the lower chairs. She starts pulling things out of my backpack and taking them to the food dish. She doesn't climb on my chest. She doesn't
Cat.
meow at me. She doesn't
Get
play
out of
with
there.
my face. She's just it's a plastic bag with yarn in it.
Nice.
You're
Yeah,
cute.
I shouldn't have left that on the
You
floor.
shouldn't have left that on the floor. So that's just how that goes for me. Which I mean, like, as far as wake up calls go, it's a lot more gentle. Sometimes she'll walk around me in laps.
You wake yet? You wake
Wake
yet?
yet? You awake yet? I am now, so I'm gonna get any peace and quiet. I gotta feed you. Just fine. She spent her first year, and I tend to get up at 6 in the morning anyway, being fed at 6:05 in the morning. So she's just, it's her schedule.
If the tripod suddenly goes sideways, blame the cat.
It's active time. She will stick her hand there and she will try to drink it if she decides it's interesting.
Do not drink my lime coconut water.
I mean, she might not because it smells funny, but I don't know. If it was water, there'd be no hope. She'd be sticking her paws in there to the water.
Anyway. Oh, other hats. I also wore my Lindsay slouch.
Yep.
Which is a crocheted one. I made other notes. Oh, and the exploration station shawl has made its debut appearance for the season.
Inaugural debut.
Yep.
I just want my Tracy shawl because it looks really good with my blue cobalt raincoat. It really does, guys. It's a nice hearthstone orange and a green to
Oh,
white
that's
variegated
that one.
yarn colorway from H&R Yarns called Get Off My Lawn! Ah, so good. Oh, I love me some H&R Yarns. I should order some more yarns.
Great colors with the best names.
They're so good.
I can be sold with a good name.
That, and I love their pumpkin spice color. And I think I'm going to make that the core of my Comfort Fade party. Yeah.
As I recall, they had a series of them that was like, there was cinnamon and nutmeg, and they were solids or like tonals or something that
Yeah.
were really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just about to the point where as I cast things off, I can cast things on. So it creeps closer and closer to the 2-start pile.
Nice.
Woohoo! All right.
Oh, did you mention what sweater you're wearing right now?
Oh, I'm wearing my mallow,
Yeah.
which I did as part of the Barocco knit along.
All through dinner, I was like staring at it. I'm like, you finished that recently. What
Yes.
is it? What sweater is that?
Yeah,
That is
I
a
finished
hand knit
it.
sweater. What is
a hand knit
it?
sweater I made this year.
Yep.
In like a month and a half.
I linked to it every time. You would think I could remember a thing that you've been talking about for a month and a half on the podcast.
Nope.
Took me the entire length of dinner. Actually, no, I think you had to tell me what sweater it was before I figured it out.
I'm feeling the love today, people. Well, it's hard to tell because it's a really nice and again, guys, I complain so much about knitting till past my wrist, so I've got a good sleeve. Where have I pushed my sleeve? All the way up to my elbow.
Uh-huh.
But would I stop at my elbow? No, because that's not the proper sleeve length to stop at. Makes no sense. But yeah, on the front it's just it's a nice simple cardigan, but at the back it's got a big lacework panel. So if you've been staring at my backside, which that sounds awkward, you would have noticed the lace. Maybe my hair's down. You might not have. It's getting kind of long.
I might have figured it out, maybe.
Yeah. So
Took an
I've still not
embarrassingly
fixed.
long time.
I've still not fixed the fact that it's high-low. Still not sure if it's just me, because I'm quite comfortable in the sweater as long as I don't look in the mirror. So I feel like if I just don't look in the mirror, it'll be fine. I don't generally like what I see full body in the mirror anyway, so why would I bother? Just makes me grumpy all day.
So So now that we're about 20 minutes in, have we made it through the second segment?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Woolly Workings.
Hey, it's short this week because your wrist is sore and you left all your stuff at home, so you had to buy a project to work on before you came here.
That about sums it up.
Which is how I got KFC for dinner.
Which was not horrible. I'm really happy
as,
about that.
As far as fast food goes, it's half decent fast food.
It was actually exactly what I wanted, and I didn't even know.
Good for me, I guess.
Good call on making dinner decisions.
Thanks,
I've
man.
learned that when I'm tired,
more dishes.
when I'm tired, I can make 0 decisions about what to eat, and so I just won't eat. So I have to attach myself to someone who will either make me food or will say, I want to eat this from this place, and I'll go, that sounds good, I'll have that too. Otherwise, I just won't eat, and that's bad.
You ordered my exact meal, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
I have no problems remembering to eat, going to the places where I can eat, and ordering things in which will not cause my stomach to go, I hate you! I'm quite efficient at it.
Okay.
Makes us a good pair. Because even when I'm tired, I don't generally forget to eat.
I haven't forgotten, I just don't have the brain power to make decisions about what to eat, and so I'll just give up and not do it.
I usually go, how tired am I? Super tired, kind of tired, not tired. That sort of determines the level of effort I'm willing to put into my food, which helps me narrow the choices real quick. Tired, I'm not going to make a full course meal. I'm not doing beans from dried. I'm not, nope, not happening. Today I was tired, had a lot of appointments. We were both starting this late. I went, nope, we're doing some university college level eating here. Let's just pick something up and just go with it. And it was totally the right call. It did also give you the opportunity to go to Michael's and buy some yarn.
Did.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm only talking about 2 projects and I'm still talking about more than Diana. It just occurred to me. I
do have my mitten with me, but
okay.
I did like 2 rows on it, so it doesn't look any different than it did 2 weeks ago, so I'm not even going to bother.
That's fair. Well, and it's like the 3 biggest things I'm working on are designs in the works, so I can't even, they're like not even at show stage, so that's not going to help anybody. So, do you want to go first or shall I go first? What do we want to do?
I guess I'll go first. You seem occupied in the middle of a row.
I'm always occupied in the middle of a row.
So I, had to make an emergency stop at the yarn store and pick up yarn for a new project on my way over. Otherwise, I'd have nothing to talk about.
Listen, this worked out really fortuitously for me because I feel like I need to go buy some for myself. Good cast on the same project, you guys.
And I'm going to fill time while I finish my last 10 stitches.
You're going to fill time?
Yeah.
Ramble.
Well, I can talk about the project. So I was realizing that we're getting dangerously close to the end of the Across the Prairies cal, which I hadn't even started.
This is not a shock to her, guys.
No.
I've been bugging her every week.
I know.
Since before we started.
And there was no way I was going to get a 5 skein fingering weight shawl done anyway in the first place.
I started laughing at you before we started on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see that shawl done, cast it on.
But with 3 weeks left, there was
No,
zero chances.
Nope. I couldn't do a 5 skein shawl in 3 weeks. That's crazy talk.
So
I really need to not stick my nose in my cat. I really am allergic to her.
At Knit Club on Friday, I was inspired to knit instead a bulky weight cardigan sweater thing by Stephen West instead of a fingering weight shawl. So I emergency picked up some yarn at Michael's on the way over, and I am now knitting the Glam Lamb by Stephen West. This is not it. This is a gauge swatch that I'm actually pretty well done, and I'm just kind of knitting on because I want to knit something while we record. I started this like 40 minutes ago and it's done already.
It's bulky for you.
I'm loving this so much.
It's bulky. It's pretty freaking sweet, you guys. So, I'm looking at it and I've looked at the pattern and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm going to wait till you're done yours. And then I might try it on to see how it fits on at your size for me. Because I like sweater fits a little funny. And then I'm probably not going to lie. I'm probably going to cast one on for myself.
Do it. I'm already going to say do it.
Do it? Okay.
So this is a sideways knit open front cardigan.
It's like a cocoon cardigan.
Basically, yeah. But it's entirely garter stitch except for the sleeves. You leave holes for the sleeves and then pick that up and do, I think, 1x1 ribbing. And then it's got like an interesting edging. Then you can wear it right side up or upside down for a dramatic shawl collar and like some bits that you can like tie in a knot. And so I I'm loving this so much. It's so cozy. Look at this. Feel this. It's cozy.
I believe it's cozy. I've knit bulky before. It's a beautiful, beautiful
I'm so
thing.
delighted. It's going so fast. Bulking is so much faster than fingering.
And because it's acrylic, it's going to hold its shape really well.
Yeah.
So it's going to have like an immense amount of wear and tear. That's what I'm thinking, because you were doing it with Charisma, right?
Yes.
So that's Loops and Threads?
Yes, Loops and Threads Charisma.
I love me some Loops and Threads Charisma.
It's just this stuff.
It's actually the white that my giant shawl on the back of the couch is made out of, and it's held up really well. My dad uses this shawl as a blanket when he sleeps.
Oh, it is a blanket.
It's the wings, the wingspan's longer than fits me in my 6 foot plus tall dad couch.
I've got
lengthwise.
So the body of the thing's going to be, I think it's charcoal gray.
It's gray.
It's charcoal
gray.
apparently.
Nice call.
And this is a black. It's just straight up black.
Cool.
So I'm going to have black sleeves and charcoal gray body.
Oh, it's going to look so good.
I'm really excited. I think I'm probably going to bind that off and then make you talk for a while I cast on 80 stitches. So
well, I got 2 projects. I got 2 projects to talk about, so that's not going to be a problem at all.
I think
I was just thinking.
What?
Almost matchy, not matchy.
Mm-hmm.
I go by the charcoal, but I do cream sleeves because I
Ah,
can't knit in black.
good call. I
Fraternal twins.
thought really hard about doing a cream one with the gray sleeves. But
I
then,
could do a cream one with gray sleeves, but you might spill on the cream.
yeah, that was my thought, and also I didn't think it would go terribly well with the stuff in my wardrobe. I tend to go for the darker
With the
neutrals.
colors, yeah, I think the gray with
Yeah.
the black is a much better call for your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Oh, so excited.
And it's gonna have a shawl collar. I'm so excited. I love shawl collars. I have nothing
Don't
with
be
a shawl
shocked if
collar.
next week I have one on the needles, you guys. Anyway, I shall talk so Diana can cast on 80 stitches.
Well, I gotta bind off first, but yes.
Bind off, then cast on.
Oh no, I left my pattern over there.
Hey, while you're there, could you... Oh, I sat back down.
What do you
I was
need?
like, can you go get the Kleenex on the other side of my fancy screen that blocks my computer off?
Yes.
Because, my gosh, you guys, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, so, in my So Into Knitting bag, Halloween bag that I got last year, that you guys heard me raving about at the start of the episode, they have new Halloween bags this year that I gotta go buy. Because I love this Halloween bag, so we're going to be adding to the collection. I have some skeins of yarn hanging out. 2 of them are... If you watched before, you've heard me talk about this because I've had to restart this shawl more than once. Are 2 Undercover Otter colorways. One in Jack-O-Lantern?
Jack-o'-lantern?
Jack-O-Lantern. We want to say Jack-O-Lantern, then we're wrong. Hack-O-Lantern.
Hack-o'-lantern, you're right.
Hack-O-Lantern, which is a amazing variegated orange. It literally goes from like a super pale orange into a deep kind of pumpkin-y orange with flecks of green and brown. And then and these skeins have seen better days, you guys. These are sad cakes at this point. And another variegated one for the bottom of the shawl that I'm working on in variegated again, but that one goes from white to candy corn. I'll get the right C word out eventually. Candy corn orange to Walmart costume purple into black. I'm knitting on the Stephen West's The Doodler shawl for my Across the Prairies Cal, and I super fell down the mark for that one and did not get it done by this point, and I'm usually done a month in advance. My 3rd color for the Doodler shawl is a Smoke and Mirrors gray colorway from Mid-Knit Cravings, and they're a Saskatchewan indie dyer, which is really cool.
To do a proper gauge swatch, I need to do 2 more rows. I'm doing a proper gauge swatch, everybody. Be proud. Be so proud.
Yarn.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm doing a whole gauge swatch, everybody.
You're ridiculous.
Yes, I am.
I am working on section 1, which is this wonderful little sort of dotted rays appearance to it. This wavy edge. There's a lot of picking up and stuff for this shawl, which I don't mind because it's all done off of an I-cord edge, which gives me a lot of leeway to slightly miss sometimes. And I'm going to say it, I don't mind picking up stitches. I'm waiting for the internet to get mad at me.
I'm giving you a strange face.
Got it. Weaving in ends? Take it or leave it. It's not my favorite task. I will do it, but it's not my favorite. What's something else people really hate doing all the time?
Purling, ribbing, moss stitch.
Okay, I cannot rib to save my life. I always screw it up. Always screw it up. Purling, it's not my favorite, but I feel like if I learned Portuguese purling, it'd be fine. But I'm quite fine picking up stitches, so it doesn't bother me. But I really loved the shape of the Doodler shawl, which is a semicircle when it's done. And I liked the color bands in here. So what it does is you do a wedge of color, and then you do a little band of a different color, and then the wedge of the first color. You get the idea. Anyway, my wedges are in gray. My color Ray-Bans are in the pumpkin-y orange combo. And I have to do, I'm on what, wedge 10? I have to do 9 more wedges. That's section 1. There's 3 sections. Super screwed. Got 3 weeks, guys. But a 3 skein fingering weight shawl is something I can do in a month if I buckle down. Having said that, next week when you guys see me having cast on a bulky open-faced cardigan sweater, we all know it's not Diana's fault. I have impulse control problems. All right. Time for a super useful sip of ginger ale. Bubbles.
Do you have more things, or are we into fiber flubs?
Oh no. Well, yes and no. Fiber flubs and works and project feel are like one cohesive group today. Because last week I talked about how I had messed up my Comfort in the Chaos shawl. And I'd gotten to the last color band almost at bind off, had the stitches fall off, and I lost over 7 to 10 inches
Oh no.
of fingering weight knitting.
Oh.
And sure enough, this week I was trying to knit on it when I was tired because I felt bad. I'm running behind on the test knit. It's now overdue and I hate it. And well, yes, it was an accident. These things happen. I have to come to terms with this in my life. It just bugs the snot out of me when I get so close and I fail at something. So I was like, nope, I'm going to power through. I'm going to get it done, right? So I'm working on the lace knitting. I'm working, and it's an easy freaking lace pattern. And it's not ribbing, because trust me and the twisted ribbing section, we had some issues. And I just like, you know what, I can't actually tell, so I'm going to let it go. My loss of vision comes in handy sometimes. And I realized that when you're sleep deprived and your foot hurts, and that's why you're sleep deprived, because I went and gone on injured my ankle by giving myself a runner's injury. I don't run. I am not a runner. There's nothing about me that screams fleet of foot. It's not my thing. I like to swim. I like to walk. And I like stationary activities like knitting. I'm not into it. But I am really good at giving myself runner's injuries. I don't know how. Anyway, super aggravated the back of my ankle. I've done something to my tendons. It's really angry. I got a series of tests done. I got to go see a physiotherapist about it. It's a whole to-do. Whew. And I'm sitting there knitting on my lace. I'm tired. I hurt. I don't take painkillers as a general rule of thumb because they all have corn in them as a binding agent. So if I take the painkiller, I have an allergic reaction. So I have to balance the need for pain relief with the need to suffer an allergic reaction. So it tells you how bad the pain is when I take a painkiller. Because I know what's going to happen next. And it's going to suck. Instead of following the instructions and doing a double yarn over and knitting to the next marker, I did a double yarn over, knit 1, double yarn over, knit 1 to the next marker. There are 4 markers where you increase in this project. So I have a few more stitches than I should. I have a lot more stitches than I should. And did I realize this when I had started? No. See, that would be smart. When I figured this out, and right now it's a super hot mess because Diana kindly picked up stitches for me. I figured this out after I was done the first lace panel. So I already had knit 10 rows of lace, which not too terribly long, like 200 stitches a row. But it's a semicircular shawl, so I have to be close to 400 stitches to finish the shawl. So needless to say, Diana kindly rescued me because I didn't want to pick up stitches for the second time in the shawl. And it's now all bunched up, and I'm going to spend the rest of this episode winding the ball back onto its thingy. And then, in theory, I won't knit on too little sleep and too much pain again. And I'll actually be done at the end of the week. Because wouldn't it be nice to wear this to the Manitoba Fiber Festival?
It would.
Wouldn't that look really good?
It really would.
I'd love to showcase this for Jamie. I'd also love to get it done. Because I really want to wear this freaking thing. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to dramatically and unceremoniously pull out some stitch markers and then pull out a needle.
Just make sure you pull out the right needle. I don't want to pick all those up again.
I will be paying attention to that because that is something I would totally do. And then I'm going to, I don't know why the dogs are barking, and then I'm going to proceed to wind up a lot of yarn.
It's just, that's an unlucky shawl.
I'm going to be so happy with it when I'm finished. I don't know why I'm so cursed with this one. And it's not the pattern, you guys. It's been me the entire time. The pattern's really quite well written. I am a test knitter, so it's like, there were some typos and things, but by the time I was reading the typo, somebody had already mentioned it, so I didn't want to be that person that mentioned it again. It's like, that's a bit of a douche maneuver. I'm not going to do that. So, and I did some hack variations on it to see how the yardage worked out and stuff. And, you know, Jamie knew what I was doing, and that was fine. And it's great, right? Whatever, no biggie. I don't know whose pumpkin I squashed last year inappropriately, but my gosh, I'm paying for something. That's what I get.
That's rough.
That's how things work. So if I hold on to the needles that I don't want to pull out and pull out the other needles, I'll be fine. This is my life, guys. So I was going to have a finished item again this week, because I had a finished item last week and the week before. So I was like on a finishing item streak.
Oh my goodness.
Out the window because I don't know how to read instructions, which were literally knit to marker. Knit to marker.
It's the little things.
Diana's gonna be so proud. When I finally figured out what it is that I did, I literally put it down on my desk and I was like, I'm not even looking at you. I refuse to acknowledge your existence for at least the next 24 hours. You are not. I disown you. It's not happening.
Do you have a measuring tape handy? If not, that's fine.
Yes and no. It's literally back the way you came.
It's fine.
Oh, you're just being, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be close enough on an oversized.
Yeah.
I think you look fine.
So this thing is exactly 20 rows plus a bind off, and it should be 4 inches, and it does appear to be 4 inches minus a bind off.
Yeah, beautiful.
Perfect.
That's close enough. Given an oversized sweater, it'll be fine. If it was like a super fitted negative E sweater, I'd say, measure.
Yeah, well, I'm not too
other joy of acrylic. You could wash and block it, but it's the same size when you're done.
Yeah.
Or so close it hurts.
This is in fact not telling me machine washable and dryable 100% acrylic. Yes, it's going to be exactly the same when I'm done. 10 stitches. Is that also 4 inches? I'm sure you love watching me see if I get gauge on camera. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I just love
10.
that the stitches are big enough I can see them. What do you guys think? Cream with gray sleeves or gray with cream sleeves? Odds are pretty good I will not have made the decision by the time this episode goes up. Though, my gosh, we need to get caught up. Let's move.
Perfect. I am on gauge.
You feeling proud of yourself?
I am.
Can I laugh at you that your acrylic sweater might be done before the one that you bought last year?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Am I allowed to
laugh
do
away? Oh wait, is this a finished object? Do I have to put it on my head? Well, it's on my head now.
Sure.
Okay.
I threw the sock bag with the socks at the cat earlier tonight. Otherwise, you could have put that one on your head too. But
there. It's so cozy. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
I'm
good.
super excited to see it finished.
Just gonna stick that right. Oh, it's cozy.
And it is a cardigan, so it would count for the Cozy Up Knits.
I'm so excited for the shawl
cardigan.
collar. It's gonna be so great. Okay, I feel like I derailed things again.
That's fine. You totally are allowed to. I'm literally pulling off way over 500 stitches.
I believe my first instruction is cast on 80 stitches. Because I'm making the medium size. Yes, cast on 80 stitches regardless of size.
Nice.
Well, because it's knit sideways, so if you need it to be bigger, you just knit longer.
Yeah. That makes complete sense.
But it's the same length regardless. Oh, and then I need to think about what cast on I want to do. Okay, I'll think about that later. Getting back on track. Yarn on the Go. I did some yarny things while I've been away. Oh yeah, I don't know how much about last week my absence was talked about.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I just said you had to miss.
Okay.
'Cause it's not my life. You get to make those decisions, not me.
Fair enough. 1 minute family health update. My dad had an entirely scheduled heart surgery.
You've been listening to way too many Knitmore Girls.
Yeah. I'm actually really behind on it. Anyway, my dad had completely scheduled everything's fine heart surgery. Which is
Everything's not fine if he had to have a heart surgery.
Everything is as good as it can be under the circumstances.
Doing well.
Anyway, it was on Tuesday, which is when we were going to be recording, and I'm like, I suddenly can't record now.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that was last week. But it meant that
I've
had knitting time in waiting rooms, except then my wrist hurt, so I couldn't knit in the waiting rooms nearly as much as I wanted to, which kind of sucked.
Yeah, because knitting's a great way to keep your anxiety down.
Yeah.
You watched me do it all over the place.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it would have been really great if I could have done it, but my wrist was really hurting, and all I had was the little mitten.
Compared to like regular people who've never watched somebody go through a panic attack, you had some really good sort of, okay, no, Jolson's described these feelings before.
Yeah, no. So I learned that being in the ICU triggers panic attacks. I've never had one before.
It's a lot of beeping. It's a lot of stuff, and it's really scary.
It really was. Like,
when you're the patient, you're really drugged. You're not entirely sure what's going on. I've been on the other end of it, and I still go, whoa, okay, so this is a lot.
Oh no, when I was the patient, I was fine, but like being in there and like the machines that go beep and the antiseptic smells and the tubes with the fluids and like
I was tubed and fluided.
I lasted about 2 minutes, and then like the tunnel vision was going and the rushing sound was coming. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna be out in the hallway. And then so I found a window out in the hallway, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not breathing very well. This is a panic attack. Okay, so I'm just like walking up and down the hallway thinking really hard about breathing. Like, okay, this is fine. Everything's fine.
Should have texted me right away. I would have told you to take yourself for a walk around the block. Outside helps so much more.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I just told Mom I was going out in the hallway, so I didn't want to just like straight up leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I knew she'd be out in a minute.
Yeah, well, because you know that I suffer from them, so I can look at you and go, okay, I'm done, and I can just leave.
Yeah,
because you know why.
Yeah.
Your mom wouldn't have known why. That would have not.
Yeah, well, I've never had a panic attack before, so like she knows I'm not good with medical stuff, so like she expected I just had to remove myself into the hallway, which I did. But yeah, I'll walk around the block outside. Would have been really good right there. But yeah. So that was my last week. My dad is fine. He's home today. He's texting me because he's bored out of his mind. So Dad's he's doing great.
Well. Dad's doing well. That's the important thing.
Yeah. So that was the like stressful yarn on the go.
I just went to Knit and Nosh and had to go to walk-ins because of my foot.
It's much less stressful.
It's way less stressful.
I have some fun yarn on the go though.
Knit Club?
Yes. And then...
It doesn't count as going, it's at my house.
It's going for me.
We had a full house. We even had husbands.
Yeah, it was great. And a baby.
Well, yes, but when Miss D and Mr. D travel, the baby Penny comes with them. She's a baby. She's also adorable as all get out.
Yes, she is.
Did you see Miss D's face when I showed her that crocheted nautical outfit?
Heard her go up like 4 octaves, which is saying something because she's already very high-pitched.
I gotta message her and go, okay, what color nautical do we want? Do we want the classic nautical? Do we want a fun nautical?
I thought she might just explode into little hearts right there.
She but she doesn't crochet. So I was like, this is why I go looking for crochet stuff for her to make for her little one, because I know she's not a crocheter, but I am. And there's some really cute crochet patterns out there for people, for tiny people and regular sized people. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll find one.
So Knit Club, my wrist was still hurting. So I brought arts and crafts to make a tavern sign for the dungeon. To make one anyway. I did. It just seemed really convenient that it's craft club, and so I'm doing arts and crafts. I'm just making a sign
and washing t-shirts.
And washing t-shirts, yes. I made a sign for the Misty Shrub Tavern. I was surprised how well my Misty Shrub
turned out really well.
Yeah, I was really proud of that. Oh no, I forgot to bring my Misty Shrub home sign. Wait, that was out of order.
Your words didn't English so well there. My brain's like, That wasn't correct at all.
No, it wasn't. The Misty Shrub side is still in the boardroom at work. I forgot to bring it home 2 days in a row.
This weekend, Diana discovered she's no longer 18 and can't do 28 hours out straight.
So,
but concrete floors are comfy for naps.
The reason that I needed a Misty Shrub sign.
Shrub. That's shrub.
A shrub. Did I say sub?
There's an H in there. I swear.
It's a Misty Shrub.
You sure we shouldn't have had coffee before we started this? You English, well.
Having so many problems.
It's making all my double vision and light worms feel just like way less intense. I'm not having near as much difficulty as you are.
My company hosted the Extra Life North charity event this weekend.
Yeah, we've already told people.
That means
still pay. I mean, I'm sure most of your office is still paying for that decision.
Oh yeah. Oh, there was chaos this morning putting it all back together.
Many people who are no longer 18 in your office.
Yeah, that was pretty much the topic of conversation this morning, actually. Excuse me.
She made a really pretty tavern sign for her D&D group for them to have. It looked really good.
So my D&D group did a bunch of 4-hour sessions, and we streamed it live so that people could watch us, and when they decided that the players were having too good a time of it, they could make a donation to make bad things happen to the players. And it worked out really, really well.
People liked cursing you, did they?
Yeah.
Liquid, dude. Take some liquid.
I think I inhaled some fluff.
Well, that would not shock me, considering this yarn has got a heck of a halo on it. It's not mohair, but it makes tinking it interesting.
I would imagine.
We're going to go with interesting. I'm going to go with I can already clean up the pile of fluff on the side, or I'm going to have a cat doing this later. What's on my tongue? She's really pretty, but in the apocalypse, she's bait.
So the stream raised altogether $617 US.
That's a good amount of money.
So it's like...
For Children's Hospital here in the city, yes?
Yeah, for Children's Hospital Foundation of Manitoba is where all that goes. And we had such a good time doing it that I think we're going to do it as a semi-regular thing, but just one session of 4 hours every couple of months, not 24 hours straight. That was too much. That resulted in several people passed out cold on a concrete floor at 6 a.m.
I was getting out of bed at 6 a.m, but I went to bed at my normal time.
Yeah, I went to sleep at about 6 a.m.
Okay.
And I woke up at a little past 6:30 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would have gotten up at 6 and been making coffee at 6:30.
So shortly after noon, I was home, showered, and in bed, sleeping.
As you should have been.
Slept for about 6 hours, woke up, had dinner, went back to bed. I'm still not recovered. I'm still really tired.
You really put your body through a bit of a loop there, my dear.
But the company as a whole raised $73,000.
Oh, excellent. That's really good.
So it was worth it. It was hard, but it was worth it.
I'm so excited for you guys. That's a good amount of money for donations.
Yeah, so it was really fun.
So good.
Our CFO had a goal. I don't remember what it was, but they surpassed it by a lot, so he had to shave off his mustache.
Oh, were we glad to see the mustache go? For the record, I am not a mustache fan. I'm not a mustache or beard lover, I'm sure, and they do look good on lots of people. I can't ever imagine kissing something with a beard or a mustache. And I've dated men with beards and mustaches because it just reminds me of my daddy. Who wants to kiss their daddy? I don't want to kiss my daddy that way. That's my daddy.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way in my brain. And sometimes the mustaches look ridiculous. Pappas, I'm looking at you. I will show you his mustache. Some of my friends from high school.
Okay.
It's just bonkers. The thing's taking over his face. Sorry, rant on mustache is over.
I don't remember what we were talking about before mustaches.
Your dude at the office had to shave off his mustache.
Oh, yeah. And
I forgot his title. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
the CFO.
Thank you. I was like, it was one of the C things, but I didn't remember it was financial, technical, or...
Well, I think our CTO also has to bleach the company logo on the back of his head.
Beautiful.
I'm really excited to see that.
That's delightful.
I'm looking forward to
I'm
this.
so stoked. I will, like, take a photo. I want to see.
Oh, one of the other guys that he does stream regularly, so he had quite a bit of a following. He raised enough money that I think he has to get a tattoo of his face on him.
Well, you know, at least it's not a girl he'll leave at some point, so there's some permanence to
Yeah,
it.
he'll always have his
that
face.
Or at least a version of it.
So I'm excited to see that.
Can he tattoo his baby face on him?
Oh my goodness, that'd be great.
I said it on his butt. His butt will always be adorable.
I think he's getting it on his forearm.
Ah, he's no fun.
He's getting a tattoo of his face on himself. Like, how much more fun do you need to be?
He's gonna have fun explaining it anyway. 20 years. What did you do that for?
It was for the kids, okay? That's everybody's excuse today. Like, I did it for the kids.
Oh, it's a very good organization to raise money for. I'm so happy you guys were able to raise that much money.
It was really fun. If anybody else wants to get in on Extra Life shenanigans, the official Extra Life event is sometime in November. I'll link it in the show notes. I won't lick it. That will be bad.
Please
That'd
don't
be weird.
Don't lick things that go on the internet. That's not appropriate. You didn't ask the internet permission or buy a dinner.
No, I did none of these things.
And you know, I have very strict rules about that. Dinner first and permission before you lick things.
I feel like the consent is the more important thing here.
Well, it depends on who you ask. Oh, I'm a pretty cheap date. And you do buy dinner, so you might get permission.
Oh yeah, and the D&D stream also has official merch. I did a really rough sketch of a logo, and people liked it enough that we got a real artist to make a real logo out of it. So if you'd like a really cool D20 with wings on a t-shirt, I will link that to the D&D streams store in the show notes as well, and you can get a really cool looking D20 on a t-shirt, and it'll make a donation to the Children's Hospital Foundation of Manitoba as well.
I don't wear printed t-shirts.
I know. There's stickers too if you're not into the t-shirts.
I could do.
Yeah.
I like stickers.
Also, stickers are cheaper.
I do have well, that's whatever. I do have a new notebook I have to sticker shortly. I gotta go buy it.
Well, there's 3 different colors.
The chapters.
Do you want red, blue, or teal D20s?
Teal, obviously.
Teal is a popular one. I like the red myself.
Well,
I feel like that's the classic D20 color.
Which is fine, but I don't want a classic. I want mermaid blue, which is teal. In my mind, anyway.
Fair.
I'm still winding, you guys. Continue.
So that was my crazy weekend. And that's why I'm an absolute hot mess right now. Or maybe a cold mess. I get cold when I'm tired. I'm a cold mess right now.
Cold mess?
Cold mess.
Oh,
Kitty, come snuggle me. I need...
She's not a snuggle cat. Did you watch me torture her
Yeah,
earlier?
I did. Come snuggle me anyway, cat.
Stop kicking the crap out of that bag. I understand you hate it. Every time. I don't know what it is about Dragon Fiber's bags, but she just hates them. She has to stick her head in them. She has to lie on them. She has to kick them. She's just not a fan. I think it's because it's a well-quality, well-constructed bag, so it doesn't just give up the ghost and fall over right away.
It fights back.
It fights back. She pulls the yarn out to continue kicking the crap out of the bag, so I find the project out on the floor and the bag squished. And that's not how I left it when I went to bed the night before. I know what she's up to when she's done that. Oh my god, you guys, I see red. I'm almost done.
Woo!
But what is this?
A loop. A knot.
Oh man, when did I knot things? Talk amongst yourselves, I got a knot.
I believe we are on to literature. We've got some books.
I've been reading. I always read. I like to read.
I've been listening to audiobooks.
She just ignored us and came right back to the bag.
Yep. I'm still on that same sci-fi book that I'm not going to talk about, but I got an audiobook of what was my favorite book as a teenager.
What was your favorite book as a teenager?
Crown Duel.
Okay.
I didn't look it up. Sherwood Smith, I think? Something like that. Linked in the show notes, as always. It was my absolute favorite book as a teenager. And I'm listening to it now, and there's some serious exposition fairy going on. The writing is not that good. The narrator is also not great.
Exposition fairy.
So I'm actually straight up disappointed by this audio book. So, you know, maybe favorite things from your childhood / teen years, just don't revisit those as adults.
Yeah, some things hold up, some things don't.
I don't know. I'm probably still going to listen to the whole thing and just... Maybe it's just the beginning was slow and I didn't remember that part. But I know there's some, like, really great court drama later in the book. And I'm there for that. Oh, hi, Cat.
You asked for her.
I did. Come here, Cat.
You might have to pick her up. We didn't do a lot of training on the jump into laps when commanded. We did a lot of, don't jump at me.
But yeah, because I love a good court drama.
You know what really tells the difference between us? Growing up, one of my favorite books as a preteen teen was The Mists of Avalon and The Handmaid's Tale.
I read The Handmaid's Tale in high school. I liked it. I should read it again.
Sequel to it just came out.
There's a sequel to that horrendously depressing book?
Yeah. Margaret Atwood just released a sequel to it.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking about reading it. I want to reread The Handmaid's Tale first. No, I've not watched the TV series. I'm really bad at getting.
I want to watch the TV series. But it's not on Prime in Canada.
Well, that's because Canadian content laws, which I have huge issues with.
I just want to legally watch a good TV show.
I would like to stop being denied my bad B-movie fantasy films from 2014. Still grumpy about that. It's like, really? Really, Canada? You had to take issue with this? What are you doing?
Getting into things, of course. What have you been reading?
Last week I finished up a bunch of books, which I talked about. I have now downloaded the third book in the Brandon Sanderson series called Oathbreaker. If you are a new listener, it is a series of books that started at 44 hours, moved up to 48 hours, and now I have the third book, which is 55 hours and 5 minutes long. I enjoy narration and I love me a big epic story, so I'm super excited. Having said that, I'm not finishing it for next week. I'm good.
Totally can't.
I'm not that good.
Wow, I'm not sure if this is your cat or your yarn, but I'm just like face full of fiber here.
It'd be my yarn, not my cat. This yarn, the liquid gold color, has got quite a halo on it, so whenever you're tinking or working it, it's just fluff everywhere. Oh, kitten! Kitten! This is how I got fluff in my face earlier, and I was not super excited about it.
And you're gonna do it again.
Oh my god, she hates it so much. You just grab your kitten and you go, it's my kitten. It's my kitten, it's my favorite kitten. People are listening to us like, you've lost your mind.
Grumpy kitten face.
Face full of cat hair. I haven't brushed her for the day yet. She might be a short-haired cat, but she still sheds.
Oh yeah.
So, no, I did that and I finished the It's Not What You Think by Molly Burke, so we talked about that the other week. So, I really just got the romance series author I've started. I'm currently listening to Lord of the Fading Lands.
Yes.
By C.J. Wilson.
That's what I wrote down anyway.
That's what I told you before we started.
Oh, hi, cat.
Look, you guys!
Your little wet nose. It's tinked. Well, pulled. Ripped.
Tinked. The downside is there's 2 lace sections, separated with a little small red section, and then I was into the final red section. And now I get to do it for the 3rd time. I'm serious. Stop messing around with the bag. I know you don't like it. Oh, jeez. Just this bag, you guys. Alright, so I'm enjoying the C.J. Wilson book. Shape-shifting fae. How can you go wrong? Nice, lighthearted romance between a mortal and a fae. Magic involved. I'm super happy. C.J. Wilson also has some male romances as well. I'm super excited to listen to as well. But I wanted to start with this is my first time listening, to get an idea of how the narrator moves the story. and how the books run, because I've never read C.J. Wilson before, so super stoked. I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far.
Nice.
With all the ridiculousness that goes with a romance novel.
Well, yes.
That's fine. I enjoy them.
I should read more of those. They're just so fun.
Well, I still have, like, the 21 Things You Might Not Know About the Indian Act in the queue to listen to.
That is very much not a romance.
It just tells you the diversity of book I listen to. And I've got a couple of other ones. And then, like, the History of the Semicolon comes out. And then What the Fork was recommended to me, which is apparently the history of the fork. So, got to do that one, too. Lots of books. What is she doing now? She's
Playing with sticks.
Sure, that's fine. Keeps her happy. It comes out of her toy box. She's allowed to have it. She could return my emery boards. I'd be really excited, though.
That's not going to happen.
Nope. I'm going to have to find them later.
That it for literature?
I generally don't talk about the books I review for, like, professional things, because...
Well, you talk about those somewhere else.
Yeah, and their, like, release dates are, like... 20... What's next year? 2020?
Yeah.
I've got some that aren't even being released till February, so it's, like, always off, you guys.
Alright. Sometime in the future.
Sometime in the not-too-distant future.
That just leaves us with events.
Sweet! On the bright side, because we're tailing at the end of the year, the events are winding down.
Except then all the Christmas events and the long stuff start.
I don't really participate in a lot of those because we don't get advent calendars.
That's true.
I'd love to, but I can't. There are so few advent calendar patterns that I like. I can't justify it.
Fair.
Because I've only found the one ever. So I don't get them, though they would be a really great sampler way to do some indie dyed yarn, people. But I feel like just order them, whatever. It's a whole muddled mess. My favorite time of the year is Halloween, which is like right around the corner. And Canadian Thanksgiving, which is right around the corner. And then we get a bit of a break before Christmas. Did you vote if we were doing gift exchange?
Not yet.
Okay.
We were doing show notes and then we were recording.
Great. So, this coming weekend, we have the Manitoba Fiber Festival, which is like the big event in the city for the year. It's held out at the X Grounds.
The Assiniboine something or other.
Yeah, the Assiniboine Exhibition Grounds.
Yes, that's it.
So we will be there. We keep trying to do it on the Saturday. This year I've convinced Diana that she's freed from the tyranny of transit. Let's just do both days because neither one of us like to have to rush. And there's a lot of things to check out.
Yeah.
She agrees, so we're going to be there for both days.
I will even leave early from work on Friday.
Sweet. Please, don't wave at the blind lady. Just come up and say hi. I won't see you guys, and I would love to see your works and stuff. And Diana would love to see your work because heaven knows our 2-knit pile is not big enough. Help us expand that. It really
yes,
isn't.
please, more things.
Daria from Cloud9 Fiberworks is going to be there. She's going to have kits of the Endless Summer Adventure shawl, which is the shawl I released just a few weeks ago. We got to see the yarn in person on Friday, and oh my...
So gorgeous!
Gosh, you guys!
I need the yarn.
You guys! It's so pretty!
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty!
It's
and
really,
this
really
time
pretty.
next week, it'll be in my hands.
It's a very serious face you're making.
Because I really need to own that yarn.
It is
It's
really
so
gorgeous
nice.
yarn. I'm gonna have to get some too.
Oh gosh.
Conveniently, I know the designer, I think.
Conveniently, the designer had her first test sample go out the door and home with her mother, so I need another DK weight version anyway. Not a problem. Though I super loved it how Terry looked at me and said, "Oh, I should get the pattern." And I looked at her and said, "You tech edited it. You already have a copy." And she looked at me and blinked and went, "Oh yeah."
That was good.
we were tired Friday, guys. Oh god, that was funny when that clicked in. Oh man, oh that was good. So she'll have kits there for everybody and stuff. So that's going on. There's so many people. Like the Enchanted Grove is going to be back. We got to go say hi to the alpacas. Obviously, we got to go say hi to the alpacas. So into knitting, dragon fiber bags, Dye for You, mammoth yarns. We need to see if we can get together with the ladies Tale of Two Knitters and do coffee.
Yes.
I think that needs to happen. I'll see if I can try to make plans, being the planner that I am. It's just, yeah, the Spinners Guild, there's so much going on. I'm so excited.
It's a fiber festival. I said I might buy a wheel.
It is true. At the Fiber Festival, you said you might buy a wheel.
I said I might buy a wheel.
Yep. I will certainly encourage that
I might buy a
expenditure.
wheel.
So we'll have acquisitions next week, is what we're saying, guys.
I really don't need any more yarn or fiber. I'm still gonna buy Daria's yarn that she dyed for your design.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I might buy a wheel to actually spin all that fiber that I have.
You do have fiber. You probably should, do that.
Do
now.
I have a wheel? I do have a wheel.
You have your electric? You will.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy an actual, like
An actual
no, like a
a
traditional wheel.
A
There
treadle.
we go. Yeah.
A treadle wheel instead of
Yeah.
an electric wheel.
The old-fashioned traditional kind.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. The lady that's there that does the refurbishing and stuff.
Whose name I can never remember because I'm so bad with names.
That's fair. She
But I
always
know
lets you
exactly who you're
pull
talking
it
about.
down and she shows you the wheel and the sort of quirks for each of them. So I got my Ashford traditional from her. It was great. I love it. So that's going on. Across the Prairies wraps up at the end of the month. So Diana has till the end of September to finish a sweater. I had to
It's this fast.
No, it shouldn't be too hard for you to do.
Bulky weight is amazing.
I have till the end of September to finish my Doodler shawl. You can also see what the Cozy Up Knit Ladies, A Tale of Two Knitters, or the Feather Stitches podcasts are doing, because those are the other 3 podcasters that have joined us again this year in doing that. And then we'll have our draws after that. So everything's open till the end of September, FOs, chatter threads, and that's going on. You can enter your 1 entry on all 4 podcasts. 1 project, 4 entries. We did it last year and we didn't have any overlapping winners.
Perfect.
Everybody was different, so that was super exciting. So that's gone on. Technically, the Comfort and the Chaos counts as my glorious gold along, knit along, which goes until Rhinebeck. I am not going to Rhinebeck. I'd like to go to Rhinebeck one year. That's something we have to plan in advance because there'll be a lot of money spent at Rhinebeck.
A lot of money spent to get to Rhinebeck.
A lot.
That's international.
We have to go to Chelsea Pearls. It's in Jersey.
Okay.
It's a knitting shop.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Whatever.
No, I've been to Vegas twice and I still haven't managed to get to the yarn shop there.
You're just a sad human being.
I know. Bad podcaster.
Bad knitter. Do you get distracted with your other love in life and coding and stuff?
How dare I get distracted with
How
professional networking and development and
Jeez, what
computers.
were you thinking?
Oh.
What else do we have? I don't think we have anything else on the bucket. Like, I mean, I'll be doing the Grinch alone with the Knitmore girls again. I participate every year. That's coming up closely, so we'll start talking about that shortly. There's the Sasquatch Stole My Toque, which
Yes.
we're just hosting on our Ravelry platform. It is actually being run by Chantel of Storm Clouds.
Sunflowers and Storm Clouds.
Sunflowers and Storm Clouds? Why do I always want to do that backwards?
I don't know. You
I
did
don't know.
inside out and backwards, maybe.
It's true. Well, sure, that'll
Maybe
work.
That's why.
I'll take it. So that's going on, and that is a wonderful Canadian designer, and any of her stuff. I'm going to knit the Descent sweater.
That is a really pretty one.
It's a really pretty sweater, and I've got the yarn here already for it, so I'm like, bonus. I think that's it. We did have plans to go to Knit City. Me and Terry were going to go. Unfortunately, I need to have some dental surgery at the end of this month, so I will be in no shape to travel
That's unfortunate.
to go to Knit City, so we had to cancel it. So, boo!
Boo!
I do need to get the work done, so
Yes, your teeth are more important than yarn.
it is.
I'm sorry to say.
It's just sad to admit, really. Ugh, it's just painful. Anyway, I know I'm not going to be in any good shape to travel, and it's going to not be a very quick fix. It's why we're taking the time to do it, and I have to time it when there's somebody home. On a weekend when my parents are coming home that night, because I have to be put under to have it all done. So
Yep.
I need to be able to be monitored for 24 hours afterwards. So my mom's like, okay, well, we're coming down on this weekend. And they gave me the weekend dates. I'm like, okay, well, then I'll schedule it for that Friday, because then I just need help getting home, and then I can sort of nap for the couple of hours in between, and it'll be fine. So sure, we'll see how that goes. So I replaced fun knitting excursion with dental stuff.
Yay!
Being a responsible adult is so boring.
Sounds like a great trade.
That's fine. I'll live. I will live. And then next year you're for sure free and we can go.
Yep.
So I won't worry about it too terribly much. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's it. Event-wise, unless you can think of something I haven't thought of.
I can't think of much right now.
Duly noted. It's late. I'm going to say goodnight.
Yeah.
So I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
I might be Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. You might be Diana.
I might be, I'm not sure.
You secretly an Endorian?
Probably not.
Yeah, not. They have antennas on the top of their head.
Okay, well then I'm definitely